What is poppin', y'all? It is the Sound Alchemist bringing back those 40 facts in the Warhammer 40K universe. Now, this is a special one because yesterday, the Warhammer community page has teased us with a few images and models for the Nurgle line coming up in 2018. So if you don't know, Codex Chaos Demons is next up to come out, and with that they are giving us some Nurgle goodness. So the images you see here will be actual models that you can play both in Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40k of Nurgle's Great Unclean One. So I thought, why not show off these models and talk about one of Nurgle's best demons, Ku'gath. So without further ado, guys, let's dive into this greater demon lore. So Ku'gath, aka the Plague Father, is a great unclean one and a greater demon of Nurgle at that, and he is driven to find the most perfect pestilence that has ever existed. So let's learn about more on this epic quest. So this corpulent and foul great unclean one, Ku'gath, humbly enough began his existence as a simple Nurgling serving under Nurgle. And then he tumbled from his nesting place when Nurgle was mixing some of his most nastiest concoctions, and Ku'gath fell into this rusty cauldron. Taking a great draught from one of the filthy contents, the minor demon quickly swelled with power, invigorated by the potent conjuring of poxes. Ku'gath then continued to drink and drink and drink until the cauldron was empty. The minuscule form of Ku'gath grew into a mighty great unclean one. Laughing with the antics of this new creation, Nurgle was pleased that Ku'gath had become an embodiment of perfect disease. Realizing that his creator was not perturbed by this event, Ku'gath soon realized that he had robbed the Plague Lord of his greatest achievement, and since that day, Ku'gath had sought to recreate the toxic miracle that had created him. Standing apart from his fellow greater demons, Ku'gath is a somber creature indeed. He does not revel in the gurgling delights of infection and plague, for the Plague Father is forever traveling throughout the realm of chaos and the mortal universe, seeking every ingredient and every sickness imaginable, in order to recreate the perfect disease. Ku'gath moves across reality atop a pelican, carried by a mound of thousands of straining Nurglings, searching for the right combination of poxes and blights to replicate Nurgle's dark miracle. This pelican is also loaded with alchemical paraphernalia of Ku'gath's mobile laboratory, so that he can continue to experiment and distill these poisons on millions of worlds, all the way to the furthest reaches of the ever-changing realms of the warp. To test out his creations, Ku'gath unleashes his virulent plagues during times of war in order to test out the effectiveness of his various concoctions, sometimes wiping out entire armies. In battle, Ku'gath hurls his pestilent Nurglings at his enemies, for the tiny demons grow within the Demon Lord, each one carrying a unique blend of the virulent elements that created the Great Unclean One. With detached interest, Ku'gath watches each particular infection, and their symptoms take hold of the victims in his field experiments. Capturing those corrupted by his diseases, he takes them back to his lair to observe them much more closely. Thousands of cages containing creatures of every known species from all across time and space stretch into the darkness of this vast, ruinous lair. Victims of Ku'gath wail, gibber and moan in the gloom, desperate for the death that will be long and agonizing in the coming days. And there you have it, guys. This was a quick lore on Ku'gath, mainly just to show you guys the images of these new sculpts that we will be getting for the Nurgle lineup, focusing on the Great Unclean Ones. So this is really awesome time to begin a Chaos Demon army. You've got the Codex coming out. It's a brand new year, new armies. So check it out. I will link the Warhammer community page down there so you can check out that article, and then we'll go from there. Let me know what other topics you want us to cover, especially more demons and whatnot, since they're coming out pretty soon. So I'll leave you with that, guys. As always, this was the Sound Alchemist, part of Swan Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.